All right, now we're going to get to these sacred
Oh God.
all-time figures.
Oh God.
So, Jason, your favorite all-time
Work done.
Florida State player.
Work done.
Okay. You've answered that before.
It's not even a
Just
question.
checking.
Work done was not just because of him as a great player. I still think he got screwed out of the Heisman Trophy vote in '96. We won't go get into that one. But both as a player and as a person, the way he has represented Florida State after his career, he's arguably the greatest we've had. So,
Yeah.
I mean, people are still wearing 28 jerseys now, and he hasn't played a football game for Florida State in 25 seasons. So,
yeah, a lot of respect to him, too, what he does off the field, but incredible player.
We all know who you're going to say. So,
Dontavius Jackson. No, but God, my bad.
No, I thought you were going to say James Blackman, but that's fine.
No, I was going to say Josh Griffiths, but I feel like that's not allowed. You got to play a full season first.
Which offensive lineman are you going to say?
Offensive lineman. Say it, offensive lineman. Defensive lineman, yeah, Timmy Jernigan. Timmy Jernigan's always going to be my favorite. I don't think that will change, and I got to meet him back in April of this time last year. We actually exchanged phone numbers, and I don't think he's texted me back. I need to send him the picture that we took together, so then maybe he remembers me.
It wasn't his real number. I'm just going to break it to you right now. He gave you a fake number. You got fake numbered.
You think he faked me like that?
He ghosted you. You were ghosted by Timmy Jernigan. Put that on your resume. You got ghosted by a Florida State
favorite player, yeah.
But
a guy that had newspaper, I have newspaper cut out. It's in my bathroom, which, was a weird thing to kind of let the public know. But whenever I go pee, I see Timmy Jernigan right in front of me. I don't think I've ever told anybody that. I think I've told a few people. But when I go pee, Timmy Jernigan holding up the national championship thing and in the Rose Bowl against Auburn, Timmy Jernigan's there.
So I can't talk about me being sick, but this is what he talks
about. Cool. Like I said, we're in March. We're having people say some crazy things tonight, so that can't be as on. That's maybe isn't the level of a few people that have said some things tonight.
John White with another great name. I would argue Marvin Jones is the best linebacker. I love Derek Brooks. Don't get me wrong, but I would say Marvin Jones is the greatest linebacker in Florida State history. So yeah, Marvin Jones would be definitely in my top 5 without a shadow of a doubt.
I thought some other people would jump on that and express their votes for favorite Florida State player.
Remember, with all due respect, I'm from a different era than Logan. Logan's 14 years younger than me. So he was more of this time. Like my names would be Work Done, Marvin Jones. I guess I'd probably put Charlie Ward up there.
Yeah. And you brought up 1996, Jason.
Yeah.
I am going through the process of ranking all-time programs, ranking all the great college football programs and giving them an all-time rank. I'm going through winning percentage and Heisman's and national championships and conference championships, all that stuff. Award winners across the board. I have yet to go through the ACC teams, but I will say in reviewing national championships, so I am not just taking the claimed national championship number for said school and going with that, because most a great portion of the national championships are screwed up. Case in point, 1996, and I know with Florida avenging the loss, 52-20, a dominant score.
It didn't happen. That game didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Okay, well, that makes it even more of a case for Florida State.
Absolutely.
For some reason, in my record books and in the sites that I've frequented, they still have a 52-20 score there. So
did not happen.
I'm going to have to look into that. This fabricated game that didn't happen.
Did not happen.
The point I'm eventually going to get to is that the bowl system was not a playoff system. See, now, once these teams make the playoff, obviously, then you advance and win the games or lose the games, and there's a national champion. But back then, why differentiate between a regular season game and a bowl game? Florida State played 2 games in 1996. Both teams went 11-1. Why is there not a split vote for a national championship?
And that's another
Along
reason,
with Ohio State,
well,
actually.
that's another reason to hate on Ohio State, to hate on your Buckeyes, because if your Buckeyes don't upset Arizona State in the Rose Bowl that season, I believe Joe Germain was your quarterback that season.
Yes.
96, Joe Germain. If he does not lead an upset win over Arizona State,
Upset.
Jake Plummer wins the
was an
national
upset.
title because they were undefeated as well. They win the national title.
Yes. And you want Arizona State to win the national title?
As
This is
opposed-
my point.
As
My
opposed to the
point
Florida Gators, yes, I will take Arizona State
is
over the Florida
I
Gators
am-
winning national title.
I am rightfully assigning national championships based on merit. And when I review 1996, I am splitting the national championship between Florida, Florida State, and Ohio State.
What about in
They all
2000?
have the same credentials.
What about 2000? You're giving it to Miami, aren't you?
No. Oklahoma's undefeated.
No. The two best teams that season, Oklahoma, yes, Oklahoma had a phenomenal defense, and they were undefeated. They deserved, based on the record, of being undefeated. I will give you that. The two best teams at the end of that season were Miami and Florida State.
Wait a minute.
That's total
Florida
team.
State got pummeled in a national championship game against Oklahoma.
Okay, 13-2 is not a pummeling. That was also
When you get shut out, that's
wasn't.
pretty bad.
We scored 2 points. That's not a shutout.
Yeah, your defense scored. Your offense got shut out. That you cannot argue a
Listen.
national championship against a team that you lost to by 2 scores.
Actually, I believe it was special teams that got the 2 points. I believe
Oklahoma won the national championship.
Oklahoma
that
was
year.
great, but the two best teams at the end of that year were Florida State and Miami.
How can you possibly argue that?
Cam Underwood and I will combine forces on this one and come at you on that one. I promise.
Yeah.
It's a short argument. Oklahoma went undefeated and they won the game 13-2 at the Orange Bowl. How do you argue for a national championship for your team?
Once again, Oklahoma deserved to win the national title. They
Okay.
won the BCS. They
That's
won the
all I'm
Orange Bowl national
determining.
title game. Yes, they deserve to. What I'm saying is the two best teams, the teams who were playing the best at that point, were Miami and Florida State.
How can you say they were playing the best when they played Oklahoma and lost by 2 scores?
Because Marvin Minnis was out. Remember, Marvin Minnis missed a final exam and was suspended for that game. He wasn't suspended for his grades. He was suspended because he missed a final exam.
Okay.
If Marvin Minnis plays that game, I think there's a much different outcome.
Okay. Well, we can all have
So-
our opinion on
Correct.
who was best and who was not best. And the best team doesn't always win. The best team doesn't always win the national championship. My point is I'm just trying to award accurate national championships based on logic. And so my 1996 national championships go to Florida, Florida State, and Ohio State.
Well, we appreciate that third of a national title on behalf of the Florida State Alumni Association.
There you go.
It. Thank
It's
you.
an additional one.